Emergency medical services has a rich history. The beginning of using motor vehicles date back to the early World Wars, where patients were transported in hearses operated by funeral homes. EMS's development as a formal profession began when President Lyndon Johnson received the Neglected Disease of Modern Society report in 1966, describing that accidental injuries were the leading cause of death in the first half of the human lifespan. That report gave rise to a set of pre-hospital recommendations known as the White Paper, which led to the first emergency medical technician, or EMT, curriculum in 1969. It was only a few years later in 1972 when Beacon Ambulance, a private company, began providing EMS services to Volusia County using the chassis of a station wagon. Later in 1981, the county's EMS services were transferred to the independently operated Emergency Medical Service Foundation, who delivered services under the name EVAC Ambulance. In 2011, EVAC Ambulance was assumed by Volusia County's Department of Public Protection, operating under the same EVAC name. Today, however, a rebranding campaign filled with positive change is evolving, and Interim Director Jim Judge, along with his entire team, is helping to transform this vital public service into Volusia County EMS.
The rebranding campaign is mostly, I think, internal, because we want change. We want to make things better. We want to up our game in emergency medical services, and I think as a part of that, there's new opportunities, new ideas, and with that, putting a new name on the side of the vehicles and on the uniforms. So Volusia County Emergency Medical Services is our new name. So EVAC, Beacon, the funeral homes, those are all in the past. So what's now and what's in the future is Volusia County Emergency Medical Services. So same great people, but we're upgrading our equipment, we're upgrading our customer service and our training and all aspects of the organization.
With Volusia County's steadily growing population and its high volume of tourism, there is an appreciable need for public protection resources, particularly with EMS.
We have different events throughout Volusia County. We have holidays that bring in a lot of tourists to our beaches. We have Biketoberfest, Bike Week. We have the Daytona 500, the Coke Zero 400. So there's always a lot of things going on. And we don't maintain the minimum staffing. We bring in extra units to be able to handle the call load. But then also it's a matter of keeping up with the growth in Volusia County. No matter where you go in the county, you see new buildings, new construction underway. So we've got to maintain our growth in order to keep up with the community's growth so that we continue to meet the needs of the community for medical emergencies, but then also standing by at events. You know, whether it's a community event, a half marathon, 5K, we want to be there. So if something does happen, we're there to provide that immediate medical attention.
Working in EMS is a rewarding career, and it involves much more than working in the back of an ambulance. The EMS profession includes 911 telecommunicators, ambulance service technicians, and medical aviation providers. EMS also works in tandem with fire rescue and law enforcement personnel. It takes a whole team, and every patient encounter is different. Pre-hospital providers have the opportunity to make a profound difference in a person's life when they need it most. Paramedic Kelly Jackson shares what it's like to work for Volusia County EMS.
It's a very unique career. Being back in this mobile emergency room, basically, we have everything life-saving back in this unit. Everything that you can see in that emergency room, those life-saving moments, we can do back in this unit to get you to a facility for definitive care. But what we do makes the outcome of the patient, whether we're doing life-saving efforts of giving them medication or breathing for them. The truck now is so spacious. It has a lot of room that I can get around. I can stand. I'm tall. I'm 5'9", so I can stand without hitting my head, which is an improvement from the past. You can just reach all the cabinets. They're still accessible with all of our stuff. We're able to do basically everything in this little room that they do in that hospital room to just give life-saving efforts.
While excitedly learning about Volusia County EMS and some of their new ambulances, we asked Mr. Judge, what is it that Volusia County EMS does not want to change?
Well, I think the best thing that we have and any organization has is our people. And that's one thing we don't want to change. Our people, it doesn't matter what equipment you have, it doesn't matter what the facilities you have, what kind of equipment you carry. The bottom line is the people, and we've got some of the best people I've ever worked with.
Volusia County Emergency Medical Services is making our community safer by responding to the emergency medical needs of our community. With over 200 people on their staff and responding to over 200 calls a day, they're making Volusia County a safer place to live, to work, and to play. For Volusia Magazine, I'm Kevin Captain.